From the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, home of the 1991 newly crowned NBA champion Chicago Bulls, Freeze Frame Video is proud to present the 1991 Valvoline Powerboat Challenge and Chicago Park District's Budweiser Air and Water Show. Hello again, everyone. Shelly Kahn speaking to you on behalf of Jeff Girardi and the entire Freeze Frame Sports video production staff, welcoming you to the shores of Lake Michigan for one of the most exciting events to be held anywhere throughout the United States. This is the Chicago Park District's Budweiser Air and Water Show, as we said, and this year they've added a very exciting offshore powerboat race, and that's why Freeze Frame Video is here, is to bring you the coverage of this Lake St. Clair Offshore Racing Association's presentation of an APBA-sanctioned offshore powerboat event, and we're very excited about being here today in Chicago. Right there on the inside, that's Wave Hippie. On the outside of him, Pennzoil. And we've got the green flag, as you can see from the pace boat. On the inside, it's Wave Hippie. Pennzoil on the outside, and it's a clean start. Very rough, as you can see. These boats are going to be doing a lot of flying today. These deep V-hull craft should really be put through the paces. There you see Wave Hippie taking a big jump right there, but the throttle man is doing an excellent job, and this boat is dialed in quite nicely, as you can see. Wave Hippie taking a quick early lead at this stage in the race. Wave Hippie, Pennzoil, Crazy Rhythm, all coming to the forefront of today's race. And there, going by the inside of Wave Hippie, that's Crazy Rhythm. Okay, let's stay with Crazy Rhythm. A10, the Crazy Rhythm race team. This is a 28-foot red and white Magnum racing hull powered by two 350 horsepower Chevy inboard motors with Merc TRS outdrives. This boat is owned by Joe Turek of St. Charles, Illinois. Throttling today, we've got Dave Belkovson from Mount Clemens, Michigan, and your navigator is Mike Hendrickson from St. Charles, Illinois. Joey Turek really doing the job driving today, and Dave's doing a great job on the throttles. This boat is dialed in extremely well for these rough racing conditions, and they've taken a quick early lead at this point in the race. The Ricochet race team with the Chicago skyline in the background. Lakeshore Drive right there, and what an exciting place this is for a race. And Ricochet is really heating up this race course right now. That 26-foot Seahawk powered by two 245 horsepower Mercury outboard motors is really being put through the paces here today by Ken Leahy from Grand Haven, Michigan, who's your owner and throttle man, and driving today is Jim Tyler from Muskegon, Michigan. So Tyler and Leahy making up the Ricochet race team, and they're really ricocheting around this race course right now. Now we come up on B17, the Desperado race team. This is a 33-foot fountain racing hull powered by two 420 horsepower Mercury inboard motors with Merc Cruiser outdrives. This boat is owned by Joe and Sandy Penix from Toledo, Ohio. Joe does the driving. On throttles, we've got Greg Garrison from Toledo, Ohio, and your navigator is Randy Eastwood, also from the Toledo, Ohio area. Now we come up on another B boat. It's B28, the Joanna Race Team. This is a 36-foot fountain racing hull powered by two 420 horsepower Mercury inboards with TRS outdrives. This boat is owned and throttled by Bruce Sperling of Palos Heights, Illinois, and navigating today is Donald Cooper from Orlando Parker, Illinois. The Joanna Race Team, these is a rookie team, and they're having a very good run right now in their local waters here in Chicago. They'll be dueling most of the day, I'm sure, with Desperado, Ricochet, Catnip. The competition is tough in B, but this group really seems to be up for it. Although they're rookies, they have a very good racing hull. That fountain racing hull is a proven race boat, and with those two 420 horsepower Mercury inboards providing the power plant, this boat is certainly one to be reckoned with. Now we come up on a battle that's been raging throughout the year. Both competitors acknowledge each other, and now we're set to battle. It's Ken's Oil on the inside, Wave Hippie on the outside. This battle has been going on since the very first race in Muskegon, and it is going on right here off the shores of Chicago. Let's highlight this battle. Ken's Oil on the inside has had a great year. He's taken a second place in Muskegon, a second place in Monroe, a fourth place in Lake St. Clair, and a first place in Lorraine, putting him with a total of 365 points, or second place overall in the Great Lakes region. This has been countered by Wave Hippie's very good runs also. He had a first place finish in Muskegon, a first place in Monroe, a first place in Lake St. Clair, and a third place in Lorraine, giving him a total of 396 points. So with some quick arithmetic, there is 1 point separating Wave Hippie on the outside, Ken's Oil on the inside, and right now in Lake Michigan, off the shores of Chicago, Illinois, this battle continues to wage on, and we've really got a battle going right now. Ken's Oil on the inside is a 28-foot Magnum powered by two 260 horsepower McFadden inboard motors with Mercruiser drives. This boat is owned and throttled by Ken McMartin of Richmond, Michigan. Rick Lash from Warren, Michigan is your driver, and navigating today is Leanne Abel from Port Huron, Michigan. Ken McMartin, what a year he's having, and they're having an excellent run right now in Chicago. Ken's Oil, and what a boat this is, and we know it's going to go right down to the wire in A division between Ken's Oil and Wave Hippie. Now we come up on Wave Hippie. This boat, another tough boat. It's a 28 offshore racing boat powered by two 450 horsepower Chevy inboard motors with Mercruiser drives. This boat is owned by Kinky Sonnevelt in Spring Lake, Michigan. Driving today, we've got Lance Sonnevelt from Grand Haven, Michigan. Matt R. Kinky from Spring Lake, Michigan is your throttle man, and navigating is Doug Papa from Grand Haven, Michigan. What a team this has been, headed up by Kinky and Sonnevelt of the Wave Hippie race team. And they are a very strong team. They're running 1-2 right now with themselves and Ken's Oil, who you just saw earlier on, and I guarantee you from watching these two boats, it's going to go right down to the finish line for first place in A division. A 468 cubic inch Chevrolet motor prepared by NewTek Dyno Engineering and Development, putting 590 plus horsepower through a Mercruiser TRS outdrive. Today's crew is as follows. This boat is owned and driven by Tom Alf of Buffalo, New York. Navigating today, we've got Joe DeBergeralis, Joey D, as he is commonly known, from Buffalo, New York, and throttle man Bruce Bonhoff of the Independence Offshore race team, who is throttling today in place of Al Homer of East Orange, New York. The Excalibur race crew took a first place in 1990 Erie Offshore Classic in Erie, PA. The Excalibur race team would like to thank their sponsors: Breakers on the waterfront in Buffalo, New York, a diving and drinking experience; Sun Capsule Tanning Centers of Olean, New York; and Martin IV Pain Reliever from Upjohn. A very special thanks goes to Pete Millspaugh at NewTek Dyno and Engineering, Joe Tremblay at Specialty Fiberglass, and Alex Murchison at East Pier Marina. Chicago, Illinois will officially be underway. Just like to say at this point that everyone at Freeze Frame is very excited to be here from New York to cover today's race. And coming out of the milling area, we've got Tough Enough, Mr. Goodwrench, Team Believer Rainbow, Doubles Pizza, First Defense is there, Flying Tiger, Valvoline, Matchless. They're all coming up and getting on plane. This race is just moments away from going green. That's Tough Enough on the inside. Mr. Goodwrench in the middle of your picture. There you see the pace boat with a green flag up, and Tough Enough got off to a great start. He was on the outside, had no one in his way, and he got off to a fantastic start. That's Doubles Pizza right there in the bottom of your picture. So we've got Mr. Goodwrench right there. But meanwhile, Tough Enough with a good lead. Mr. Goodwrench in the middle of your picture. Doubles Pizza on the inside coming up. And right now we're going to go with your two leaders. That's First Defense on the inside and Tough Enough on the outside. What a good start. Tough Enough in first place right now. First Defense on the inside. And Matchless coming up to join the hunt. He really made up some ground, and he is flying right now. Matchless has moved a boat length lead over First Defense and in second place. Tough Enough with that exciting hull shot out of the start is in first place. And right now we're going to stay with the First Offense race team. Now we're going to go with D555, the First Offense race team. This is a 32-foot skater powered by three 275 horsepower Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned and throttled by Mike Novick of Detroit, Michigan. Driving today is Ruff Wilkins from Bluffton, Indiana. And Mike Novick also does the navigation details. The First Defense race team headed up by Mike Novick. Already this year, he took a 4th place in the Lorraine race earlier on in 1991. And that's Matchless on the outside. First Defense on the inside, taking second place, but Tough Enough is still out there in first place. On the outside, that's Tough Enough, and on the inside, that's Matchless, with a historic Chicago skyline in the background. What a great backdrop for an offshore powerboat race. Let's highlight D18, the Matchless race team. This is a 32-foot racing cat hull powered by three 275 horsepower Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned and throttled by Roy Howman of Chicago, Illinois, and Nicholas Gaglione of Chicago, Illinois is your driver. So Howman and Gaglione making up the Matchless race team. And right now they are unmatched. They are doing a great job, and they are starting to extend a slight lead over Tough Enough. So unofficially, this is your first place boat in class, and they're enjoying a very fine run here in their home waters in Chicago. Now coming into the picture, it's the Valvoline race team, D5. This is a 31-foot Predator powered by two 750 horsepower Chevrolet inboard motors with Merc Cruiser outdrives. This boat is owned by H&S Marine Incorporated of Southfield, Michigan. Dan Humes from Mount Clemens, Michigan is your driver of record. Dan is doing the throttling. Driving today is Mark Walter of Washington, Michigan, and Darrell Walter from Mount Clemens, Michigan is your navigator. So Humes and Walters making up the Valvoline race team, and they are running extremely strong. They would like to thank a few very special people. Of course, the sponsor of today's race, Valvoline, for all the help that they've given this race team. Race Motors by Shipwreck Marine in Detroit, Michigan, and a very special thanks to Michael Bennett at Shipwreck. ProTech, a very special thanks to Dan and Cheryl Peterman. They'd also like to thank New Appearance Auto and Boat Reconditioning, H.N. Langle Company in Detroit, Michigan, and Pancho and Cisco's Restaurant in Detroit, Michigan. For Valvoline that will certainly keep them in a good position in the top 3 for Offshore D.